All right, yo, what's up, yo, what's up? Hope y'all doing well. 3-0, man, Ugh, I'm not even really, to be honest with you, Dev. First of all, what's good? Hope you're doing good. But secondly, to be honest, I kind of don't really. I'm gonna be so honest. After game one, I kind of checked out of this series mentally. Like I've watched, to be completely honest, it's been really hard to watch the last two games. Just because after game one, I kind of knew where their series was going already, and I kind of already accepted defeat at this point. These games are just more like I have to watch because obviously doing these recaps and for the love of basketball, I gotta watch. But if I didn't love basketball as much as I do, I probably wouldn't even have really watched these last two games. To be honest, like I kind of already checked. Mentally, I'm already in off season mode with the Cavs. To be completely honest, so these games are more just formalities. You know, like it's delaying the inevitable. Like legitimately, we after game one, you could have just ended the series. We wouldn't have to play two, three, four. You could have just gave them the trophy. Let the Cavs go home and just didn't have we probably didn't have to play the rest of the series. I'm gonna be completely honest. Mentally, I've kind of already checked out, and it seems like at this point, this team is also checked out a little bit too, because we kind of know the inevitable. You know what I mean? But yeah, still got to talk about it today. Today's game. Appreciate everybody that's here now. It's gonna be here later and all that stuff. If you hear noise and people talking and yelling in the background, there's people over at the house and they're drunk. So if you hear yelling or random screams or whatever, don't worry about it. For some reason in this room, even though they're so far away, like down, like I think they're like down a floor or two. For some reason in this specific room, you could still hear that noise. Like if I go to my bed, I can't hear them. But for some reason in this room, I can hear them. I don't know. It's whatever physics stuff. But yeah, we're talking about today's game, do all that stuff. And yeah, man. I'll be honest. I don't know how much I don't really know if there's. This is gonna be a long time to talk about the game. I'm gonna be so honest with you. But let me do the YouTube intro, and then we'll get into what we got to get into. All right. Welcome to another live edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope y'all are doing well. The New York Knicks get another W. They go up 3-0, a commanding 3-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals, 1-1 away from going to the NBA Finals. We're going to talk all about it here today. If you don't know, after every playoff game, I come here, I go live on the channel. I talk about the games. So if you're around after the playoff game's over, come through, we talk, we have a good time. But if not, completely okay, because the VOD's always up at the channel, and I turn these into videos and shorts you can consume as well. If you like the content, hit subscribe, like, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, it's always any more of your time. Let's get right into it. No, yeah, when we get there, officially, we're obviously going to talk about it a lot. But yeah, this off season, I legitimately don't know. Legitimately, I have no I don't know anything. Really don't. I can't guarantee really anything. I can't guarantee who's gonna stay. I can't guarantee who's gonna be here for the next season. I can't guarantee who we're trading, what coach we're gonna have. Like I literally, we're like literally this off season, anything can happen, and I would be like, yeah, I can see it happening. You know, like we can have an entirely different roster next year. We could come back the exact same as next year, just with a new coach. We could have a new star on the team. We could be going in a rebuild. Like literally, I have no direction on what this offseason could be. But I think we're gonna talk about it a little bit more when it actually does happen. We finally get eliminated, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been thinking about it, and I legitimately don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't guarantee you anything. Like I don't know. Like Donovan Mitchell could get traded and request a trade. James Harden could just leave and be like, you know what, this is really what I want to do. We could trade Jared Allen. What if we trade Evan Mobley? Kenny Atkinson's probably maybe not be our coach. Like legit, no idea, no inkling on what next year is gonna look like at all. But we'll get there when we get there. But for now, let's get into the game and just gotta get it out the way. The game. The New York Knicks get another confident and comfortable W, 121-101 in Game 3 in Cleveland, take the commanding 3-0 series lead, are now one win away from advancing to their first NBA Finals appearance in 27 years. New York going crazy right now. Another really, really good win. I mean, this game, I said after game two, this game's really going to determine how long this series is going to go. Because I think we already knew the Knicks are going to win it. It's just how easy are the Cavs going to have any fight back at all. Like, this is basically an elimination game. Down 2-0, game threes are basically elimination games because obviously we know nobody's ever done the 3-0 comeback, and I don't think this team's going to be the one to do it. So it's basically a must-win game today. How is this team going to respond? We come out in the first quarter, and the Knicks have a really good start to this game. They shoot 70% from the field, 12 for 17. They hit 4 threes. Towns was being a lot more aggressive, getting to the paint, got to the free throw line a lot, hitting some threes. He definitely, made his mark early on in this game. Mikal Bridges getting 3 buckets, all basically transition points and layups. He's been very good there. Josh Hart hits a 3. Landry Shamet and Deuce come off the bench hit a 3. And yeah, look at the big difference was free throws. The Knicks were just more aggressive getting to the paint. 10 free throw attempts in the first quarter, while the Cavs had 2. So getting those extra free throw attempts, added on with making 2 more threes than the Cavs did. Just a great first quarter for the Knicks. Came out really aggressive, getting out in transition and running and, being the more aggressive team, punching first. And for the Cavaliers, Evan Mobley was aggressive to start this game, just like I feel like he's been every game he started off aggressive, then kind of dipped off. Jared Allen, 3 buckets at the rim. You saw Donovan Mitchell and James Harden hit a couple shots. It's just really been the 3-point shooting. Last game, they had a horrible 3-point shooting game, even though they got good looks, just couldn't hit them. And today kind of felt similar. 2 for 9 from 3 in the first quarter. Only got 2 free throw attempts while allowing 10. And you're down 10 going into the second quarter. Immediately. 3 turnovers, losing the rebounding battle, losing the free throw battle, losing the 3-point battle. The Knicks came out and punched first. In a game that you're at home, and this is, we had must win, do or die. You lose this game, count the season goodbye, and you let them come in and punch first. That was it. And then we get to the second quarter, and the Cavs have some sort of fight back. And James Harden really sparked it. 10 points. He got to the rim and made some tough shots. He kind of gave a little bit of a spark. Jared Allen, 2 offensive rebounds in the quarter. You see, Donovan Mitchell hit a big 3-pointer. You see them win the rebounding battle, get more aggressive and physical. 12 rebounds in the quarter. Got to the free throw line more, attacked a lot more, and got free throws, even though you missed 4 of them. But at least getting more free throws. And you shoot 2 for 10 for 3 again. But the good thing is the Knicks only made 1 3. The Knicks didn't get to the free throw line as much, lost the rebounding battle. The only ones you saw Josh Hart attack a little bit. Brunson hit a couple shots, and so did Mikal. But after that, Towns didn't score in the quarter. The bench, Jose Alvarado got a layup. That's it. It wasn't like the bench made a big impact. And the Cavs were actually a lot more aggressive. They started to win the physical battle. They started to fight back and finally see, hey, let's show up and play this game. You go in the half, only down 6. Where you shoot, despite shooting horrible from 3 and giving up double the amount of free throws, you still only down 6 because now you have, Jared Allen, 12 points. Donovan Mitchell hits a couple shots. James Harden had a really good quarter. And starting to, the 3 guys supposed to be able to carry you. The 2 bigs, I feel like had a really good first. And for the Knicks, really free throws were saving them and turnovers and fast break points. It was really what was like keeping New York down a little bit. And get to the third, and that's where the Knicks kind of take over this game. They score 31 points. Jalen Brunson starts to cook, 12 points, just doing really whatever he wants, getting to the basket, hitting from mid-range, getting to the free throw line, doing whatever he wants, and that sparked everything. Mikal Bridges, another 8 points with 4 field goals, and a lot of them were just easy cuts and layups in transition. You saw OG hit a 3. They get to the free throw line more. They win the rebounding battle, and they force 6 more turnovers. So start of the quarter, turnovers. Turnovers for the Cavs were big today. Just turnovers, especially Mobley. Really only Mobley, Mitchell, and Harden had all the turnovers today for the Cavs. Just turning the ball over, getting fast break points and easy points in transition. And also felt like in this game, every time the Cavs made a run, because the Cavs made runs and made it like a 1-possession game and tie game at certain points. Every time the Cavs, it felt like yesterday with the Spurs Thunder game and the last 2 games with Spurs Thunder, where every time the Spurs made a run to make it boom, they would call a time. The other team, Thunder, would call a timeout, come out, and have their own run. The Knicks did the same thing. Whereas like every time the Cavs made a run and you feel like, okay, here we go, here's the run, the Knicks would say, all right, timeout, hold on, take a breath. All right, let's go. And all of a sudden, now we're down 9 again. Like it just felt like that. It was like a game of cat and mouse the whole game. Even though you started hit threes, you hit as many threes in this quarter as you did the entire first half. So you catch up on threes, but you let them get more free throws, you let them get more rebounds, and you turn the ball over 6 times, and you let Jalen Brunson start getting comfortable. And that's just not how you're gonna do it. And then in the fourth quarter, you get there, and that's where the Knicks kind of really take over. Landry Shamet has been just a killer. 3 threes in the fourth quarter, daggers. Jalen Brunson hits a couple more shots. And for the Cavs, just Donovan Mitchell 1 for 7. James Harden doesn't take a shot in the fourth quarter at all. Doesn't take a shot. Really, it was just Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley, and Max Strus. Max Strus hit a couple threes and was just chucking, trying to save it. Evan Mobley got a couple buckets, but after that, no one else really showed up. Again, 4 for 11 from three, only 3 free throw attempts. You lose the rebounding battle. The same thing that's been happening all series long. And the last couple minutes of the game, the Knicks just kind of did whatever they wanted, you know? And you end up losing by 13 on your home court, where yeah, they made a little bit of a run. It was like, okay, 10-point game, whatever. And all of a sudden, Shamet 3, Shamet 3, Shamet 3. Those 3 straight Shamet threes basically ended the game right there. Because then all of a sudden the Cavs, just kind of checked out. They're like, all right, down 14, whatever, and just let the Knicks storm them in the last 5 minutes of the game, and that's where this game ends. The Knicks get another victory. Look at the points in the paint. Cleveland actually wins the points in the paint battle, but fast break points, 17-4, and those 4 didn't come till like the end of the game for the Cavs. Fast break points were big, even though you tied in a transition. But fast break, the Knicks 17 fast break points, you only got 4. And the hot start too. The hot start, 37 points in the first quarter, coming out and throwing the first punch, got them comfortable. They threw the first punch and they were like, all right, now all of a sudden, now all we need to do after we threw the first punch, all we need to do now is just block, 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 and keep responding to every hit. Because now they know they're in a tough position. They have to they gotta throw a punch now, and they gotta throw an uppercut, throw a jab that's really gonna hurt us. And they didn't. So they just got really, really comfortable and were able to kind of cruise to this game. Kind of like what happened last game, and like when it was a close first half, and they came out, had a good start to the third quarter, and that just kind of it. Like you make the big punch, and then all of a sudden now you just gotta block, 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 boom, little punch, boom here and there, and that's all. We get to play in cruise control and force them to have to play catch up. They shoot 55% from the field, 39% from three, only miss 3 free throws. You win the rebounding battle. You force 17 turnovers. Just Knicks ball. Jalen Brunson, an amazing second half. He had what in the second half? That's the fourth quarter. Second half, he had like what 21 points in the second half, and only did he make a he didn't make a 3 today either. Really, just attacking the rim, that pick and roll he's been killing in, going 1-on-1, hitting from the mid range, getting to the free throw line whenever he wants, making the right passes. Just Jalen Brunson really just doing whatever he wants out there. Really, like he's just kind of playing around in this series. He can do what he wants, but Jalen Brunson's been the guy. Mikal Bridges, again, I feel like Mikal Bridges has kind of gone under the radar, in this whole Knicks run that they've been on over the past month. But Mikal Bridges is playing really good basketball. He's getting out in transition and getting easy layups. He's been the one probably feeding the most off these cuts and these pads. Like calling out that one play where Mikal Bridges cut and was literally just standing under the basket, and I think Jared Allen and James Harden were just standing there, and Cat just ripped it to him, and he just got a layup, and I was like, all right, yeah, we're just not gonna guard the cutter, huh? Like he didn't make a 3 in this game, didn't make a 3, and didn't get to the free throw line. Just 11 for 15, all at the rim. He loves his mid-range pull-up too, but just getting to the rim, cutting, playing in transition, 3 steals and 2 blocks today, didn't foul, just doing exactly what he needs to do, and getting easy buckets. OG Anunoby, he's returned very well. 21 points, 7 boards today, 3 threes. He just hits the big ones near like the end of the shot clock and stuff that just kill you. Josh Hart continued to put his fingerprints all over this game. 12, 9, and 5, 4 steals in this one, just doing whatever he wants. Cat had a good start, 3 offensive rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, just doing what he does on Landry Shamet, man. Landry Shamet, 4 threes. He started and ignited the run in game 1, where he came in, hit a 3 right away, hit another 3 at the end of the fourth quarter, hit the dagger in overtime. Like, Landry Shamet has been like the key, the spark, and he's really shifted this series, and today just hitting those 3 straight threes that kind of just put the knife in the Cavs' chest. He's been great too. And yeah, just the Knicks are just playing confident ball like they've always have been. Just, hitting threes at a decent level, attacking more and getting to the free throw line, getting in the trenches more, and everybody has been on one page. That's really what it's been. Like and then the thing I said, I feel like I've said this entire season about the Knicks has been. I mean, we know what Brunson is, and we know what Anthony Towns is going to do. But what makes this team dangerous and what puts this team to the next level is the wings. If they can get the wings on page as well, offensively and defensively, they're going to be hard to beat. And OG Anunoby has been incredible. Even before his injury, he was playing maybe the best basketball of his career. But even so, he's come back and done what he needed to do. We know he's going to do defensively, and he's been a consistent 18 to 20 points. Josh Hart, just been the Swiss Army knife. I mean, literally dominating in game two. But you know, he's out there, he's doing everything. He's rebounding. He's getting steals. He's making passes. He's playing in transition. He's running. And now he's hitting threes. You know, what the hell? I don't know what noises are going on out there. And then Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, after that horrible start in the first couple games, he has completely found his rhythm and found what his role is, and has just decided to accept what he needs to do. And now he's playing really good ball and being impactful. Again, being like the underrated. No one's talking about it, but he's playing really good too. And now you have all the wings on one accord, offensively and defensively. Combined with Jalen Brunson, we know what he can do in the playoffs. Anthony Towns bought into his new role. They're just smooth sailing right now. They've been smooth sailing. You know, like they've had a couple scares. You know, they had I think 2 games in the Philly series, game 2 and game 3 in the Philly series, where it was like, you know, close, but they still didn't manage to pull it out. And then game 1, where they should have lost that game, but then they just kept it going, forced the Cavs to collapse, and then win that one. So at this point, it's like, what can stop them right now? It's hard to stop them. And then when you're getting Andrew Shimon hitting threes this series, and last series it was Deuce hitting shots. You know, this series is Landry Shaman. What about next series? It might be Mitchell Rob. Like someone else might make an impact. Like no, you're getting one big impactful series from one of your role players. That's all you need with how insane the starting lineup is. So the Knicks have just been smooth sailing. They've been rolling. They're playing their best basketball of the season, and rolling and 1 win away from going to the NBA Finals. They haven't lost a game in a month. They've won 11 games in a row in the playoffs. 11 in a row in the playoffs is like nuts. You know, so shout out to the Knicks. Like, no, yeah, really, it's the wings. Like, the wings make this team to hit the next level. When you can get these guys, especially these 3 are high quality, you know, role player wings. Like Mikal, OG, and Josh Hart. Any team in the league would, you know, trade so much to have any one of these 3 guys on their roster. And now they're finally clicking and finding their role around Brunson and Towns. Now Brunson and Towns don't have to drop 40 and 25 every single night. Once in a while they do, because that's just what it is. But now, like, Brunson has a need to drop 35 a game. Quality Towns, again, Quality Towns has only been taking 9, 8, 7 shots, and it hasn't really mattered. You know, because you get Josh Hart. I mean, you get OG having 20. You get a game where Josh Hart hits 4 threes. You get a game where Mikal Bridges hits 11 shots. You know, and gets a couple steals. And look, they combine to have 7 steals and 2 blocks, too. So they're making it back up defensively as well. So now, yeah, it's just they're playing really good ball, really, and they deservingly are moving, and they just look hungry too. Like they're coming in and stepping on business. Like some of these win, like you think about Game 6 against Atlanta where they won by 50. That was like a business. Like, hey, we're not messing around. We're gonna win. Game 4 against Philadelphia, the closeout game, where you could have kind of just been, a lot of teams would have been like, all right, whatever, we're up 3-0, we're cool. Let them win a game, we're going to go back home and win. No, they came out and straight smacked them in game 4. The last 2 games have been kind of business as usual, where it's like, okay, we had just had an insane comeback in game 1. Now we're back on our P's and Q's. Win game 2 today, where the Cavs were trying to play desperate or whatever. They came out punch first today, win game 3. And I'm not going to be, you know, shocked when they come out in game 4 and punch first as well. Because that's just what they've been. They've been hungry. They've been, you know, desperate. They've been basically get it done. We're in business mode right now. Like no funny games, no gagging around with no, we're coming in and we're winning and we're taking care of business. Like it's just been a different demeanor with this Knicks team that we haven't really seen. So they've been playing really good. With the Cavaliers, I mean, I don't know what really there is more to say. You know, the 3-point shot has really just gone out the window the last 2 games. You missed 7 free throws, you're not going to win games. 17 turnovers is not going to cut it. You know, I mean, I don't know what else there really is to say in this, you know, that's already not been said. Their soul is gone. The game one took the soul, and they've had moments of fighting back and whatever. They haven't been absolutely dominated by 30 or whatever, but it's just like you're seeing a team with the Knicks that are hungry and desperate and have found something, and you're seeing the Cavs team just kind of going out there and just kind of trying to make stuff happen on the fly, and trying to you know makeshift some sort of you know fight or whatever, and it's just not working. I mean, the one thing I said in the first two series that I said as a preview in this one, I was like, with the Pistons and the Raptors, the one advantage that Cleveland had is the Raptors and Pistons aren't insane offensive teams at half court, and the Cavs roster on paper is just so much better than those two teams. So when we weren't playing our best and weren't playing hard, and had a lot of things that we were lacking, we were never getting destroyed. We were in every game just talent alone, we were going to be in those games. And matchups and talent, we were in those games. And that's how we were able to sneak by and just have one little moment of fight gets us a win against the Raptors, get us a win against the Pistons, in 7 games. With this series, it's not like that. The Knicks are a team that they have the talent, they have the offense, they have the defense, and they've shown that they have the fight, and they're in business mode right now. They're in kill mode. So if the Cavs have any sort of lack of anything in this series, you're done. You got to be on your P's and Q's at all time if you want to beat the Knicks. And you're down 3-0. Smoothly down 3-0. Exactly. This team has not been on their P's and Q's and really been on their stuff all playoffs long, besides one little game here or there. But in a whole, this team hasn't had the fight at all times. They haven't had the hunger. They haven't had the continuity and flow. Like they've had players go up, down, performances, everything like that. And it's just like you're going up as a team that has all that already in place and all that intact, plus the talent that you're supposed to have on the roster. With the Cavaliers, again, they really just out talented Toronto and Detroit. It really was just a talent difference and, having a little spark here and there. Well, the Knicks aren't like that. The Knicks have talent too. So it's like you can't just out talent them. Talent's only going to get you so far. Like talent gets you in the door maybe, but you got to be able to do something on top of that. And the Cavaliers just haven't been able to do the things on top of that consistently enough. And that's how you're down 3-0. And you had your chance in game one. You had your chance. That was the one chance you had. And just like typical fashion that we've seen all playoffs, they took the foot off the gas. They said, all right, whatever. And now you're here. Yeah, that's it. That's really it. There's no much more to say about this series. We'll see what happens in game 4. The elimination game Knicks so far have been another monster to deal with, and they're probably gonna come out again in game 4. So Cleveland, what at this point, game 4 at this point is just about pride. Like how much pride and fight do you have? Like at least winning. At least don't let them win on your home court. And honestly, me selfishly as an NBA, not as an NBA fan, to be completely honest, I want to see the Cavs win Game 4 for the sole purpose, just so we can see the Knicks be able to hold up the trophy and celebrate in the Garden. Like selfishly as an NBA fan, I want to see the Knicks win it in New York, because I think that would be so cool to see in New York in the Garden with everybody in attendance. To be able to see them hold up the Eastern Conference Finals trophy and celebrate there would be awesome. That would be just an amazing moment. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason why I want to see the Cavs win Game 4. As a Cavs fan, I'm kind of already mentally checked out of the series. I don't even care. If we get swept, we get swept. At this point, it is what it is. But I only want the Cavs to maybe win Game 4 just so we can see the Knicks win it in the Garden. I selfishly want to see the Knicks win it in New York. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. One win away from the Knicks. One win away. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Are the Knicks gonna come out like if you're the Knicks players, if you're the Knicks players, you don't intentionally go into a game to lose. Obviously, you win every game. But again, if I'm the Knicks, if you're the Knicks players, are you gonna be like, hey, you know what? Game four, you know, like we're gonna try, but also like if they start rolling a little bit, do you? I don't want to say intentionally lose the game. I don't. I'm not saying that. But do you kind of be like, hey, you know what? Cool, whatever. Let's just save all our energy for game five, so we can win it in the Garden and win it at home. You know, like they're not gonna do that. I'm just, you know, being fun, whatever. But yeah, like I really, again, the only reason I want to see the Cavs win next game just only because I want to see the Knicks do it in New York. Because I think that the vibe and energy is going to be not even on 100, on 300. Like, people are going to get arrested that night. You know, like, we're going to wake up the news next morning and be like, you know, a lot of stuff's going to be going on. You know, like, I mean, because honestly, I mean, you like seeing them win in you want to see the trophies go up in the home card, in the home, you know, in the home arena. Like, you know, like if OKC wins game four tomorrow, then I'm really gonna be like, dang, they gotta win game five because you gotta win it and do it in OKC. You, even though they did it last year in OKC, so maybe it's okay if they do it if they end up winning in San Antonio or San Antonio coming back and winning in game seven or whatever. Be like, dang, I kind of want to see them. If the Spurs are gonna win, I want to see them win in game six because I want to see the Spurs be able to win it in San Antonio and hold up the trophy in San Antonio. Because I think the vibe of that, you know, in the arena, like so cool. Like I mean, we see it a couple times. Like the Celtics, the year they won it, when they won the Eastern Conference Finals, it was a sweep. So they won it in Indiana, and it was like cool. But that would have been. But imagine if they won it like in Boston. Like the arena would have went. Like the vibe would be insane. You know. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Win is a win. You know, it doesn't matter where you win it. As long as you win that trophy, it really don't matter at all. But I'm just saying, as an NBA, as a selfish NBA fan, you know, if I could make it my way, I would want to see the Knicks win it in the Garden, especially because it's New York. Like New York that night is gonna get crazy. Even I mean, even if they win it in Game Four and sweep and win it in Cleveland, New York's still gonna be crazy. But imagine if the Knicks win it in New York in the Garden. Like, oh my God, we're gonna be seeing some crazy videos coming out. You know what I mean? We might see a video like remember when the Nuggets won it, Aaron Gordon was walking around Denver shirtless, being with the people. Like we might see a video like that with like I don't know who would even do that in the Knicks? Jose Alvarado going out and celebrating with the crowd with the people, or like it might be maybe Jose because he's from there, so he would be like you know that would be dope. But yeah, man, 3-0, it's crazy. And the funny thing is, like, we haven't really gotten. Oh yeah, I forget Jeremy. Yeah, it definitely is gonna be Jeremy. Yeah, definitely Jeremy Sohan. What am I? Yeah, it's definitely Jeremy Sohan. I honestly I completely forget Jeremy Sohan plays for the Knicks. Just didn't think about that. It's definitely Jeremy Sohan. No, for sure, it's Jeremy, for sure. He's only been there for what like 3 months, but he absolutely would do that. Yeah, for no Dev, you're absolutely right. It's Jeremy Sohan for sure. It's Jeremy Sohan. I completely forgot he plays for them. You know, it's definitely him. Definitely. Um, the funny thing is, like I said, coming into these conference final series, I was like, man, because honestly, the last couple years, the conference finals in general hasn't been like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, look at the last couple years of these well, actually, no, hold on. Let me do the YouTube outro first, and then we'll get into what I want to get into because we'll probably be here for a little while after, and I think that's a better conversation for let me do the YouTube outro first, and then we'll get into what I want to get into that conversation. that I'm about to get into. So let me do this real quick. All right. Yeah, that's all we got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said earlier, after every playoff day, I go live here on the channel and talk about the games and recap them live. So if you're around after the playoff game's over, come through, we talk. It's a really good time. But if not, completely okay, because the VOD's always up on the channel, and I turn these into videos and shorts you can consume as well. Once again, if you like the content, hit subscribe, like, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Really helps out you a lot. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so what I was going to say is, the last couple years, the conference finals hasn't been crazy in terms of, like, insane series. Like, when's the last time we got a really long series in the conference finals? Like, last year, OKC won it in 5, and Indiana won it in... Okay, I guess Indiana won it in 6. Right? Did Indiana win it in 6? I gotta look. I don't remember, to be honest. Did Indiana... Okay, Indiana won it in 6, but I think they were up 3-1. Yeah, Indiana was up 3-1, and then, New York did it game 5, and then Indiana dominated game. So yeah, it wasn't like the only like game 1 was close. Indiana, obviously, the Halliburton shot going overtime, they win. Game 2 was close. Game 3 was close. And after that, well, game 4 I guess was kind of close, but the last 2 games were blowouts. So it wasn't like it was a good series, but it wasn't like a great series. That you're right. 2023 was really good. Because yeah, 2024. Boston swept and Dallas went in 5. Even though you got good moments from the Dallas series, it was a 5-game series. 2023, that's probably the best recent conference final because Denver swept LA. Even though it was a tight series, but Denver won every game. That was the series where the Lakers won the series in points or whatever, but the Nuggets will always win at the end, like that whatever random that was. Command improvement. No, yeah, no, that was no. I mean, that's one of those like, if you know, you know. Like in 5 years, people are gonna look back on it. Like people that didn't watch that series are gonna look and be like, "Oh, Denver just swept LA, whatever." But if you were in that series, if you watched it, you knew like that was a good series. Like, yeah, it's like the Lakers were in it every single game until the last 5 minutes. Denver would be like, "All right, let's go," and Denver, Jokic and Murray would just like dominate the last 5 minutes and win every game. Like it was that series, and they won it in LA too. It was funny, but no, Boston, Miami was good because you also got the factor of again Miami being that 8 seed Miami Heat team winning, going up 3-0. Like I think coming in this series, people kind of still really didn't take Miami super seriously, and then they win game 1. And it's okay, they stole game 1 in Boston. They did their job. Come on, we'll look at the box scores and stuff while we watch it too. So yeah, let's make it a little bit. Game 1, Miami wins in Boston. Jimmy 35, 5 and 7, 6 steals. Bam has 20. The Caleb Martin series. And it's like, okay, they won game 1. Cool, whatever. Then you go to game 2. Miami wins game 2. And I think this is when people were like, wait a minute. Like Miami won 2 games in Boston. Jimmy just 27. Bam 22, 17, and 9. Caleb Martin dropped 25. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. And then they come out and absolutely smoke him in game 3. And you're like, bro, is Miami really going to sweep these dudes? And then all of a sudden, Boston comes back. They win game 4. They win game 5. Derek White has the game winner in game 6. And then you go to game 7. And everyone was thinking Boston's going to be the first team ever to come back from 3-0. And then Jason Tatum unfortunately gets hurt in the first, minute of the, what? Wait, Jason Tatum played 41? Jason Tatum gets hurt in the first couple minutes of the game with the ankle and just couldn't really do much. And then Miami ends up winning the series. Yeah, this was a really good conference final. Probably the most recent best one. Because, yeah, Miami going up 3-0. Then Boston coming back and winning 3. And then the idea of Boston, like maybe we might see the first ever 3-0 comeback. And then Miami still ends up winning it at the end. It's still an improbable win for the Heat. Like, yeah. Caleb Martin. This is the Caleb Martin series. I remember vividly after this, I was like, Caleb Martin should have won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I mean, he averaged 19 and shot 49% from 3. He hit 22 threes in this series. 22 threes. Derek White only hit middle threes, and like Caleb Martin was going nuts in this series. He was going nuts. Yeah, wrong. I guess so. Yeah, because yeah, at this point it was like you couldn't rule anything out for Miami. Because like, bro, this is the team of destiny. Like this, literally, like Miami felt like this is the team of destiny. Like anything's gonna happen, and then yeah, Denver was able to take care of them. Because yeah, Miami won game two. Yeah, yeah, Miami would have these little like whatever, but Denver would usually just take care of it. So yeah, but that's a good conference final. What are the good conference finals? 2022. What were the conference finals 2022? This was I forget. Boston beat Miami. They went in seven. Yeah, because this goes to seven. Jimmy Butler misses a three at the top of the key that would have won in the series. But Boston ends up winning this one. Yeah, I remember this one. Yeah. Dang. I don't remember. I only remember game seven. I don't remember the rest of the series. I only remember the game seven though. Game one, Miami wins at home. Because yeah, Miami's a one seed this year. Right? I think Miami's a one seed this year. Jimmy has 41, 9, 5. Damn, Jimmy. 41, 9, 5, 4 steals. He almost had a 5-by-5 game. Damn. Playoff Jimmy, man. Crazy. Tyler Hero at 18. Gabe Vincent. Tyler Hero was coming off the bench still. PJ Tucker, damn. VO. And then in Boston, Tatum and Brown, 29, 24. Robert Williams, Payne Pritchard. Boston comes back, wins game two by 25. Damn. Tatum at 27. Marcus Smart at 24, 9. Marcus Smart almost had a triple double. 24 for JB, 19 for Grant Williams. Damn, Grant Williams was a plus 37. Payne Pritchard was a plus 39. The bench. And then yeah, Miami was really just the Jimmy show. No one else really showed up. 1-1. Miami comes back, wins game three. Bam has 31, 10, and 6. 17 from PJ Tucker. That's like a 50, that's a 40-point game right there. You gotta win that game. PJ Tucker gives you 17, you gotta win that game. And then what? Jalen Brown had 40? Al Horford had a 20-14 game. A game where Tatum really struggled. Dang, I forgot Jalen Brown had a 40-point game. And Boston comes back, dominates game four. You get Tatum with 31. And yeah, they just smoked Miami. I mean, no one on Miami showed up. The starters didn't show up for Miami at all. There's a VO going off. That's it. Boston wins game five in Miami. Where Brown is 25. Tatum would assist away from a triple double. Horford with 16. Derek White coming off the bench. Yeah, Miami. Jimmy had a tough one. Damn, Kyle Lowry, Max Strus. Damn. They about to go 0 for 6, 0 for 17. No, 0 for 15. 0 for 12 from 3. And 8 fouls. That's crazy. Two starters not scoring. 0 for 9, 0 for 6. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, PJ Tucker gave you 7. PJ Tucker hit more field goals than Kyle Lowry and Max Strus. That's nuts. He almost had the same amount of shots as Jimmy Butler. And then Miami comes back, wins game 6. Damn, bro, I don't remember this game. Oh, no, I do remember this game. I do remember Jimmy going crazy. Yes, I do remember this game. Right? Do I? I think I do. Damn, 47, 9 and 8, 4 steals, 60 for 20. Damn, 4 threes. Oh my God, Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy, man. Playoff Jimmy, bro. He's gonna be one of the more interesting players. Like thinking about in like 10 years when he like retires and the kids that like didn't really watch Jimmy Butler, or maybe not even 10, like 15, 20 years down the line, like 2040, when Jimmy Butler's like in the Hall of Fame or whatever, and kids are gonna look back and be like, who was Jimmy Butler? And do a recap and look and be like, okay, he was a good player. And then they're gonna see like playoff high, like it's gonna be really interesting to see what people think about Jimmy Butler. Because it's like regular season, he's a good player for sure. He's like all-star level player. But he was never like an MVP or like all NBA first team, top 5 player in the world during the regular season. Like he was all-star, definitely all defensive team, made a couple all NBAs here and there. But he was never like the top of the top. Like he was never like top 5 player in the world or whatever, like all NBA first team type dude in the regular season. But then you look at those playoff numbers and you're like 47, 45, 43. Took two teams, took an 8 seed to the NBA Finals. You know, like 40-point games, 35-point games, clutch shots, the 50-point game against Milwaukee in the first round. And you're going to be like, this is the same person? Like literally, he's gonna be known. Like when we talk about Jimmy Butler, we're gonna be like, that dude is like one of the best playoff players ever. Like he's gonna have the reputation. Like literally, when kids are gonna be like, "Who is Jimmy Butler?" You're gonna the first thing you think of like that guy's one of the best playoff players ever. In the regular season, he's a good player, but in the playoffs, he turns into a top 5 player in the world in the playoffs. Yeah, no, and that too. Yeah, for sure. His story. Yeah, literally came from nothing. Literally was like not. He's not even supposed to be here at all. Like grew up tough life growing up, all that stuff. He went to like what Tyler Junior College or something like that. Somehow found his way to Marquette. Somehow found his way to getting drafted 30th. Was just like a hustle bench player for the Bulls, you know. And then all of a sudden went to being an All Star, to being the franchise All Star, and the guy in Chicago, to being the guy that like went to Minnesota, forced his way out, went to Philly, whatever, got to Miami, and all of a sudden led them to 2 NBA finals. It's like, yeah, his story, like literally one of those stories that's like doesn't make sense. Like one of those stories that you're just like, damn, like how, like crazy. And also one of the best playoff performers of all time, by the way, too. So yeah, shout out to Jimmy Butler, man. Hope he does well coming back from injury and all that stuff. And then Boston ends up winning this game 7. Tatum 26, Brown 20, Marcus Smart 24. Jimmy dropped 35, but yeah, that's just it. Yeah, this was another good conference finals. Let me see. Yeah, we started as what conference finals, and the Warriors. But yeah, everyone kind of the Warriors beating the Mavericks. I'm just trying to look at conference finals. What good 2021 Bucks Hawks. Honestly, I don't really have too many memories from Bucks Hawks because I feel like once the Bucks beat the Nets, I feel like we kind of knew the Bucks are gonna beat the Hawks. And then I think Trae Young gets hurt in this series, so it's kind of like all right, whatever. So I really don't have a lot of memories from this Bucks Hawks series. Suns Clippers was good. I remember Suns Clippers was good because this is the game where yeah, DeAndre has the game winning dunk or lob. Um, I remember this guy. I remember Devin Booker dropping 40 in game 1. I remember this game. 40-13. Damn, 40-13. I remember this game. I remember this game from Devin Booker. He was going crazy. He was literally making everything happen. I'm like, oh my God. Devin Booker, yeah. And the Clippers with no Kawhi because he just tore his ACL. But I remember Reggie Jackson was hooping in this series too, though. Reggie Jackson was doing his thing. And Paul George gave you 34. And then this is the game, I think, with the DeAndre and game-winning dunk or game-winning lob. Where DeAndre 24 and damn, remember 24 and 14. This is when we were having the conversation. DeAndre Ayton of like, you know, is this guy going to be the like a top 5 center in the next few years? This is like peak DeAndre and when everybody was like, dang, is DeAndre Ayton like a top 5 center in the league right now? Campaign, damn, I don't remember. Chris Paul missed a game. I don't even remember that. Campaign dropped 29 and 9 assists. I don't know. I don't remember that at all. And then, yeah, Paul George at 26, and they lose on a game-winning lob. Then the Clippers come out, win game 3. I think Paul George goes off in this game. 27, 15, and 8. Reggie has 23. Yeah. And then the Suns win game 4. We had Devin Booker. Damn, DeAndre 22 rebounds, man. Where did it go? Yeah. 23, 16, and 6. And the Clippers win game 5 because Paul George has 41, 13, and 6. Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson doing his thing. And then Chris Paul game 6 in LA. He drops 41 to get to the finals. And that's when Pat Beverly pushes him. He gets mad. Yeah, I remember, Chris Paul winning. Damn, Chris Paul winning, putting up 41 in this game in his old stomping grounds with the Clippers. that's a cold moment. That is a dope moment for Chris Paul. 41 points in a closeout game to go to your first NBA Finals in your old, in the place where you're probably the best player in franchise history. Like that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So yeah, this was a good conference final. This was a good conference final. Clippers Suns. 2020, I think 2020. That's when the Lakers beat the Nuggets. This was a good series too. You get the AD game winner in this series, and then Heat beat the Celtics again. This solid conference finals. 2019 Raptors Bucks was solid. Warriors kind of got through the Blazers pretty easily. 2018, this was and the Warriors, Is this the game where is this where the Rockets missed 27 straight threes? I think it is, right? Yeah, this has to be. The game where the Rockets missed 27 straight threes. Man, this was a really good series. 2018 Game 7. Yeah. KD 34, Steph 27 and 10. 7 for 44 from 3 is crazy. He had as many 3-point attempts as rebounds. Yeah, man. Damn, Trevor Ariza. Nightmare. 0 for 12 for 9 from 3, 0 for 12 from the field. And yeah, Chris Paul gets hurt. This Chris Paul hamstring injury. He gets hurt. Eric Gordon 2 for 12, Harden 2 for 13. Gerald Green 1 for 4. What was Ryan Anderson doing? Ryan Anderson just ran around for 8 minutes. Joe Johnson had to play in this game. It took a 3 and that's it. Yeah, man. Wow. 7 for 44 from 3. And the Warriors hit 16. Man. And the Rockets were up. Rockets are up 3-2 in this series. I remember, yes, the Rockets were up 3-2 in this series. And then, Chris Paul gets hurt in game 5. Warriors come out, blitz him in game 6 at home. Clay has game 6 Clay. 9 threes, 35 points, 29 for Steph. And the Rockets just don't do anything really. They get blitzed. And then the Warriors come out in game 7, man. It's insane. Like, so much history changes. Oh, my bad. My phone. Like, imagine if the Rockets don't miss 27 straight threes and the Rockets end up winning this game. Like, so much like Harden and Chris Paul go to a finals together against LeBron. That would have been a really good series, I feel like. Like James Harden and Chris Paul, James Harden versus Bron in the finals. The Rockets versus Cavs. LeBron has a better chance to maybe take one of the worst rosters maybe one of the worst championship rosters ever and win. Or James Harden and Chris Paul get a ring. Like that's a crazy final. Like whoever wins, like either LeBron maybe has like the craziest playoff run ever and wins a championship with that roster with George Hill and JR and Tristan Thompson. They win a championship. And that's like one of the craziest. We talk about that like we talk about like the Dirk 2011 finals with the Mavericks, where it's like one of the hardest rings ever. And they went to like almost 7-game series and everything. Or James Harden and Chris Paul get a ring together. And now James Harden is like in conversations, like he's maybe the second or third best shooting guard of all time. Chris Paul gets his ring. Like that's crazy. Yeah. And then the other side, I mean, 2 7-game series in the conference final. I mean, the Cavs being I remember this. I remember this series for sure. They came out, blitzed us in game 1. I remember watching this game, and we just got absolutely smoked. And this Celtics team was so fun. Like, this Celtics team was so freaking fun. No Kyrie, no Hayward. Terry Rozier had his coming out party. Rookie Tatum, Young Brown, Marcus Morris, Horford, Aaron Baines. This was a good Celtic team. A fun Celtic team. You know, they came out blitzless in game one. They came out one game two where yeah, everybody go out. LeBron dropped 42 and just yeah, that was it. Then we come out, we blitz him in game three. LeBron's 27. You know, they just couldn't do a find a way to win game four. Well, LeBron has 44 points. Yeah, and then they come out win game five, and we're like, dang, down 3-2, go back home, get this win because LeBron drops 46, 11, and 9. Man, so 2018 LeBron, man. 2018 LeBron. This is like literally like scorched earth LeBron. This is like this 2018 LeBron is one of like got to be one of his like greatest. I mean, this is literally like he went scorched earth. Like I don't care about anything. All I want to do is like I'm doing literally everything I can to win. You know, like look at the roster he's playing with, dude. And I like a lot of these players, but like look at this roster. Look at this roster, bro. Kevin Love played 5 minutes in this game. Does Kevin Love get hurt in this game? I don't remember at all. He probably had to. There's no way he just plays 5 minutes. Like, bro, we're out. He's out there with Jr., George Hill, Jeff Green, and Kyle Korver in a conference finals game. They give you 46. And then I remember this game seven where yeah, LeBron was just 35, 15, and 9. He had, bro, the block on Terry Rozier and just the stare down. He didn't even get back. He just stood there. Like, man, insane. Insane, bro. I remember that. I'll never forget this season and this playoff run because it was ridiculous. Literally ridiculous what LeBron was doing. Yeah, that was a fun Celtics team. Um, 2017, we got the Zaza injury. 2016, we beat the Raptors. This is Golden State OKC. Golden State comes back from 3-1 on OKC. Yeah, we got some decent conference finals. You know, we haven't had any like I feel like we've definitely had duds before. Like, especially the last couple years, I feel like we had some duds, but you know, this year, I mean, if you know the Spurs win game tomorrow, game four, we're in for you know. So. All right, hit me, Dev. What you got? Let me take it. I freaking dropped my phone. Okay. If you're a 2026 NBA draft prospect, you project to go anywhere in the top 10. Where would you prefer? Okay, so where would you? Okay, as a draft prospect. Okay, I'm in the draft this year. I can choose my destiny and say, okay, you can go anywhere in the top 10. Where are you going? Huh? Let me get a refresher what the top 10 looks like real quick. Okay, where would I prefer to be drafted? Hmm. I assume you're talking about like, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Of like where you think the best situation is, basically. Like where you think the best situation for yourself would go, or where like what team you want to play for more. You know, what situation you want to go in more. That's what I'm assuming you're saying. Yeah, because you said 2026. Yeah, if you just said NBA draft prospect, you'll probably think picks. But that's what you're saying. Huh? Where would I want to go? Where I want to go? Hmm. Because I'm thinking like you don't want to go to a bad franchise. Like I was thinking immediately, I thought I don't want to go to the Kings. That's my first thought was like I don't want to go like to the Kings. You know, if I'm like Well, then, because also it depends on your confidence. Like, if you think you're that guy and you think you could carry a franchise, like I think one of the coolest things you could do is like bring a franchise from nothing to something like LeBron did to Cleveland, where Cleveland was just like a whatever nothing franchise. He goes there and all of a sudden they're in the finals. Like something like that, where it's like if you believe in yourself, like if you believe like that, I would go to like the Grizzlies or like the Nets or something and be like, hey, I'm gonna run this franchise and we're gonna bring them to a chip. I'm gonna be their guy. You know what I mean? Like if you got confidence like that, like especially in like because in like 2K and games like that and stuff, I always put myself on like roster. I always put myself on teams that didn't have like I put myself always on like the Grizzlies or like the Nets or teams like that like aren't have never had success like that, and just be like we're gonna bring them to success. So if you have that much confidence in yourself, you maybe could do that because those franchises are kind of like open right now, like Memphis, Brooklyn, Sacramento. They don't really have anything going on over there. So you could go in there and just be the guy. Um, but then also on the other side, if you talk about situation and like, what franchises develop better, you got other options. I think if I could pick, go anywhere in the top 10 where I would go, this is tough. This is tough because I got like the teams I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Memphis because again, they don't not have things going on over there, but there's no like they don't have a number. They don't have a 1A yet. I literally was about to get into it. So like, yeah, the teams I would think about Memphis just because of like, there's nothing. They're kind of starting to rebuild fresh. They want a fresh. They don't have a face of the franchise yet. And again, they've shown over the past 2 years they have you know development. Like they're good at developing players. You know, so I would think Memphis maybe. I would think about Memphis one. I would think about Chicago. I would think about Chicago a lot just because Chicago, you're in a big market. They're also going to the next chapter. They're looking for their guy, and you get to be in Chicago, and maybe you could be the one to get Chicago back popping, you know? Like that would be cool. I think the top three for me might be Memphis, Chicago, and Dallas. Because Dallas, again, you get to play with you're at Cooper Flag. You're in Texas. You're in a big market in Dallas. The state tax thing for sure. You know, they like I think that would be like literally as soon as you said that, Dev. I like Mavericks are the first team I thought about. I think Memphis I would be in consideration with, Chicago I'd be in consideration with, and Dallas I think because I feel like Washington maybe, but also I don't Utah. I don't know. Like they're both those teams are building something, but are those really organizations like you want to really be a part, not be a part of, but like you know, I don't know. And then like the Clippers, you guys be in LA, but it's the Clippers. Nets maybe because you're in New York, but you're also the Nets. You're the little brother. The Kings stay away. The Hawks maybe you could be an ATL, but then again, like it also depends on what you think you are. I'm going at this where like I'm a superstar player. I'm a guy that's gonna be or want to be a superstar in this league. You know what I mean? Or I want to be an all star, all that stuff. I go to Memphis for like I can be the face of the franchise, and if I can bring them to a conference final or whatever, I could be potentially the best player in their franchise history. I can break all the records. I can be the franchise's star player and everything like that, and we can bring Memphis up. Chicago because it's like we're in Chicago, we're in a hot big market. They're looking for something new. They haven't had anything really fresh and new since Derrick Rose. Whatever. I can be the one to help, bring them back to relevancy for the first time in however long. And then Dallas, because you get to team up with Cooper Flag, they kind of have nothing going on over there. You get to go to Texas, you and Coop. You get to just be a duo that can run stuff in the future. And yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I thought about Brooklyn a lot too, honestly. Like after those three, I think Brooklyn probably my number four, just because like you're in New York. Brooklyn, I mean, you could be the one to bring, kind of like what I said about Memphis, you could be the one to bring Brooklyn to relevancy. You know what I mean? And you get to have really your own. Actually, yeah, Brooklyn's not a bad spot either because you get to have your own. Like, there's nothing really concrete in Brooklyn right now. You can go to Brooklyn and make it cool. You know, and you and New York, you battling with New York. You know, and you and Knicks, you against Knicks fans, like that would be cool. If you think you could be that guy, like again, like I said earlier, like if you want to be like a superstar and you want to like carry a team from the bottom to the top, Brooklyn probably is a good spot because also again you're in New York too. Like you're in a big market, just not the biggest team in that market, but you're still in New York. You know, and maybe if you can make the Nets cool, like yeah, you know what I mean. And those New York, the Knicks versus Nets battle, be cool. Like yeah, yeah. Brooklyn actually now thinking about it a lot more. Brooklyn probably is in there in the top three. Brooklyn probably replaces Memphis for me in that top three. Cause yeah, you get to Brooklyn and make Brooklyn look cool. That would be cool. But I think Dallas though probably is the one of the answer. Dallas is up there for sure. Dallas is a really good one because yeah, you get to be in Texas. You get to be in this big market, Texas, in Dallas. You know the state tax thing. You get to be with Cooper Flag and have a duo there, and you can put something together probably more quickly than what you can with the other teams. You know, like Dallas is pretty cool. But yeah, Brooklyn I think is not bad, and Chicago. I think Chicago has a say in it too, just because again, if you could be the one that could bring Chicago back and make Chicago pop off again, like you can do what like some sort of what thing like that what Derrick Rose did and get Chicago back to like relevancy in a big market, they're gonna love you forever in Chicago. Yeah. Yeah, Milwaukee. Yeah, Milwaukee's like the first team I thought about. I was like, nah, just because like yeah, the Giannis, you're gonna be surrounded by the Giannis thing, and everything you do is gonna be attached maybe to Giannis and whatever. And like yeah, Milwaukee right now just not a great time right now. Like yeah, Milwaukee. I wouldn't want to go to Milwaukee. Sacramento, just it's Sacramento. I would just try to avoid that all the time because like yeah, that's the Kings. I'm probably not even gonna work out in Sacramento. And if I go to Sacramento, I'm probably just gonna leave anyway in 5 years. So I kind of I'll rather just get rid of that mess now and not put myself behind. You know, like going to Sacramento basically puts you 2 steps behind. I rather just not. I rather just avoid it. Atlanta would be depending on what type of player you are. Like if you just wanna, like Atlanta has a good culture for sure. You get to be in Atlanta, in Georgia. That's a good market. There's a lot of fun over there. You know, um, like you saw what they did with Trey Young. You know, Trey Young, the Migos were giving them ice out chains and whatever. Like you be cool in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like yeah, yeah. Washington and Utah are very interesting because I can see both sides of Washington. I can see the one side of like, yeah, they haven't really had anything, so you can bring them. You can be the one to bring them back to relevancy. Like you can make if you can make Washington cool and Washington like something, that's really great. And then Utah, you could make them like whatever cool. And but on the other side is kind of like I don't know. There's just a there's like a I can't even really describe it. I don't know how to put it into words, but there's a certain just like thing about Washington, Utah, that are just like it's Washington and Utah. You know what I mean? Like no one really takes them seriously. You know, but then again, you could be the guy to make them take you seriously. You could do that if you wanted to, but yeah, no one takes like the Wizards or Jazz seriously at all, even when they're good. Like even when the Jazz were good with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, no one cared. They're like, okay, and they were right. They never made it past the second round. Like no one cared. Like Washington was cool with John Wall because everybody loved John Wall when he was hot. But besides that, no one really. And then like Gilbert Arenas when he was cooking. But besides that, no one really like cared about. No one cares about Washington. Like even Brad Beal was putting up 30, everyone was like, okay, whatever. They only cared about Gilbert Arenas when he was there and when John Wall was there. That's it. You know, and those teams never got anywhere. So yeah, it really is like the success. Like they haven't had any real success recently, and even when they had success, no one's really cared about their success. So like those are kind of like franchises that are kind of like no one really takes seriously at all. So it's like if you think you could be that guy that can bring them back, then they're not. Those are not bad places to be. And honestly, you probably have more respect because it's like, dang, he brought the Wizards to like the conference finals and win 60 games. Like the Wizards, like that, like, you probably get more respect if you think you can view that. But in terms of if you had a choice of what franchises you want to go to like, you know, make them whatever, I think there's probably better options out there. I would think. Yeah. I mean, I'm now thinking about franchises that like eras of franchises when were they great? Have the Nets? Well, never mind. I was about to say something really stupid. I was about to say, have the Nets ever had a really like a era where they were great? They made it to back-to-back finals in the 2000s. What are we talking about? I was about to say something. I was about to say like I mean like good crowd. Yeah, no, yeah. Dallas would be one of the best ones. I was really just about to say, have the Nets ever had any like real success? They made it to the finals twice in a row with Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin and Richard Jefferson. Like, what am I talking about? Back when they were a Jersey. Oh, side note, Brooklyn about the Brooklyn Nets. If there's any team that I feel like needs a revamp, it's Brooklyn. Brooklyn needs a revamp of like their design. I think. I would love to see. I think Brooklyn needs a new. Also, think Washington needs a revamp with like new jerseys and stuff. Like I don't know. For me personally, I don't know why. I feel like if you go to a new rebuild or anything, you got to change up your jerseys and get a new era in there. Like not like the Bulls are never gonna do because it's the Bulls are too iconic. The Celtics are too iconic. The Knicks, like those teams are too iconic. Where it's like you can't change them. But like the Wizards, I want to see the Wizards do something new. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're bad. Give them new jerseys or something to like make something pop. The Nets, they're bad now. Like yeah. They need a brand. They need a change in brand, making things more exciting. You know what I mean? Like when's the last time they've rebranded? It's been like years. Like the Wizards are wearing the same jerseys that John Wall was wearing, like 16 years ago, 15 years ago. Like they haven't rebranded since they got when they got John Wall, they rebranded and haven't changed. You know, the Nets have always kind of just been the Nets. You know, they've always kind of been like the same since they moved to Brooklyn, which is like what 13 years ago at this point, 14 years ago. So yeah, they gotta. I feel like they gotta change something up. Like even like the Clippers have rebranded. You know, the Jazz rebranded 3 times in the past 4 years. You have ChatGPT, yeah. Like, are there native teams? I think that's probably it. Those two need a. I think those two need a rebrand. You know, they need to be able to be cool, a little bit more cooler. You know, or whatever. But yeah, hold on. Hold on. Let me just have fun real quick. Hold on. NBA teams. Um, let's see. Hold on, wait. Trying to see something real quick. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, that it is. They're all right. You know, they're not bad, but they're not good. They're just kind of like cool. I think it's just like I think it's just like I don't know. It's just bland. It's just like kind of like simple and bland. Okay, wait a minute. I've never used this before, so I don't know how this is gonna work. But like, chat. How do I even? I don't know. I don't use AI like that. What did make me a full rebrand of the NBA team, Washington Wizards, with a new reimagined, using the words, imagined, that imagined spelling, logo, jerseys, and home court. Is that good? Does that sound good? How I don't know how specific um like do I how I don't know how specific I have to be with it. You can probably what do you want? So I don't know. I kind of want to see what they do with it. Um do we want them to keep the same colors? I think they should keep the same colors, red, white, and blue, because it's Washington, DC, the capital. They should keep the same color palette. That keep the same color palette as they currently have. Oh, make an image. Make an image of a okay. Make an image. All right, of a full rebrand. Keep the same color palette as they currently have. But redesign. Currently have. Anything else we got to put in? I'm trying to think. What would I want the logo to look? I don't know what I want the logo to look like. That's it. Make it look like a. I mean, I don't know. When you say wizards, it's like make it make sense. I guess. Make an image. Um, Keep the same color bands I currently have. Um, make the jerseys look like just in case NBA look like basketball jerseys. Um, I'm just gonna try to put ad and stuff just so that nothing goes wrong, including jerseys. Just in case, because I don't want them to look. I don't want them to also have a football jersey on. You know what I mean? AI can get weird sometimes. What else do I wanna? What else do I want? What else do I want? What else do I want? Jerseys. Um, have an NBA style court that matches the logo and colors of this new team. Have the wizard logo have the logo look like a wizard, but make it basketball related. Make it basketball related. Anything else I want to put on here? Um, I don't think I want anything else. Um, Should I add? Do I add? Should I add a picture of what the Wizards look like just in case? Now I kind of want to see how it just looks. Oh, my voice. I kind of just want to see how it looks like this, and then after we can go back and adjust things. I kind of just want to see how it's gonna look like prototype one, and then if we need to go back and add some more prompts to the stuff to the prompt, we'll do that. Let's do that. Okay, right? Hold on, let me just font number style. Maybe okay. Let's just see what it looks like now, and then we'll go back and change some stuff. All right. Let's see how it's gonna look. This is probably gonna look so bad because yeah. In fact, I'll go back and adjust depending on if I need to or not. I just want to see what it looks like right now. I just want to see what it would look like this, and then I'm gonna go back and change some things. I don't know how long. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we'll wait and see. This will be funny. This is gonna. It's funny. What if they just make the wizards just look like what they look like now? Just like here you go, and it's just the same exact thing. Oh man, yeah, it's probably gonna take them a little while to generate this image because, like, bro, you want a full logo, a full. I made a collage, man. Oh, really? That's cool. 90s, 2000, 2010. Damn, that's pretty cool actually. That's cool. Yeah, we're gonna do this for the Nets too. I want to do it for the Nets. Honestly, at this point, I might just do it for every team because I just want to see what they think of, you know, what they think of it. It takes a while, yeah. That's all right. But we'll wait here for a second and talk about things while we wait for this to, to load or whatever. Gotta keep an eye on it just in case it pops up. Damn. I'm checking WNBA scores. I was checking them. Shout out to. Yeah. Yeah, I probably if this works, if this is fun, I'll probably just do it on my phone. Lay in bed randomly and just be like, all right, let me just make something real quick. I think Kelsey Plum went crazy today. I was looking, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get, tapped into the W, you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to keep up, at least keep up with like, stats and stuff. Like, I'm probably never gonna, like, well, I definitely am gonna watch the games, but I'm just trying to keep up with like stats and stuff. I know Kelsey Plum's been going crazy. I think she had a crazy game today, I heard. It's gonna load. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's been any I don't think the rookies have gone like so crazy yet. I don't think. I know Azzy Fudd's like coming off the bench and like not playing a bunch of minutes. I think Flage Johnson had a really good game yesterday, I want to say. Yeah, Kelsey Plum dropped 38 and 9 assists and hit 6 threes today. And they beat Vegas and they beat Aja Wilson and them. Who Aja Wilson had 24, 15, 4 blocks, 2 steals. But yeah, Kelsey Plum's been going crazy. I think Kelsey Plum's like leading the league in scoring right now. I think. Um, right, I think so. Official leaders. But yeah. Yeah, Kelsey Plum's averaging almost 27 a game right now, shooting 59, 48, 83 shooting splits. She's going crazy right now, bro. Betts. Oh yeah, Lauren Betts. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lauren Betts. Let's see how she's doing actually. Um, WNBA NBA site got it set up nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She dropped 11 the other day. 11, 3 rebounds. She's playing. I mean, she's playing minutes. 11 against Dallas so far. Yeah. Yeah. She'll be fine. I mean, she's what 6'7", 7. Like she'll be good. I mean, but you don't gotta think these are rookies. You know what I mean? They're playing in their first literally first 4 or 5 games. You know what I mean? So like eventually they're gonna figure it out eventually. It takes time. You know what I mean? It takes time. But yeah, I mean, women. I mean, yeah, I mean, hey, shot like women's basketball is probably like the best in terms of just like pure talent. Like, man, the talent level is just growing and growing. Like the talent level is getting really high up. You know, like I mean, Asia is like crazy. Caitlin Clark, obviously, Paige. And then you have like Kelsey Plum, Alicia Gray from Atlanta. I think is really good. Kelsey Mitchell, also from Indiana. She's a bucket. Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. You know the other Sonia Citron, the girl from Washington who had a crazy rookie year. Like, yeah, like the talent level is only growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It's only going to get better. It's only getting better too. You know, it's only. I mean, and then yeah, you have Lauren Betts, Flage, like you know all that stuff. Like oh yeah, Cleveland is getting one soon. I forgot. Cleveland is getting one. Would I be a fan? I don't know. I don't know if I'd be Cleveland. I'm a Cavaliers fan, but I'm not a Cleveland fan. You know, I'm not a Cleveland. Like I don't care about the Browns or like the Guardians or whatever. Like I'm a Cavs fan, but maybe I mean I don't know. I don't have a WNBA team honestly. I don't. I kind of just watch just to watch. I don't really have a team. I just kind of be watching. You know what I mean? But Cleveland is getting one, and I think isn't Portland getting one too, or did they already have theirs this year? I know Toronto Tempo started it. I think Portland did Portland just get one? I did. Portland has one. Yeah, Portland Fire. Yeah, Portland Fire. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Portland Fire. I don't know why I just completely blanked on that. Yeah, Portland Fire, Toronto, and then yeah, I know. I think Philly. Yeah, Cleveland. I know game. I think Philly's getting one too. I know the Connecticut Sun. They're moving to Houston next year. Which sucks because they're close to me, and now they're going to Houston, and everybody's mad about that. But I mean, we're gonna get the Houston. What was the team's name? The Houston Comets, right? Back. That's gonna be cool. Shout out to the people in Houston. Thanks. Okay. And play. Oh, that's cool. Distant cousin for the Broncos. That's dope. Distant cousin for the Broncos is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Um, that's actually funny too. It's weird how things work. We you saying Denver and me saying Cleveland and that tying together. Um, I don't. You're probably not. I don't know. Are you tapped into baseball at all, Dev? Um, I mean, maybe you are. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Who am I to say? But are you tapped into baseball at all? A little bit or not? Or like do like that first before I say what I'm gonna say? Because then I'm gonna have to explain a lot more to this. I'm still checking on the chat GPT. We're still going. We're still loading up. But I don't care if it's. I mean, I don't got anything to do, so we'll wait the time out. Damn. I think the people left, and I think everybody's asleep now. So no noise. I haven't heard noise in like an hour. So I think everything's good for the people in my house. But you know, I don't know. But that's their problem, not mine. So whatever. But yeah, it's funny you say that. You said distant cousin played for the Broncos. Who was it? Who is it, by the way? Your distant cousin. Not read by told some movies I committed to that. Yeah, that's all right. I'm like when I say casual baseball, I mean the definite. Like I know players, but only because of MLB the Show or whatever. Like I really I'm not I really like into the MLB. The MLB I think baseball playoffs are really fun. Like I understand, like not watching the regular season. I understand 162 games. It's really hard to keep up with 162 games, but the playoffs in baseball, I feel like is so dope, so dope. Like I think it's really fun, you know. Um, but so it's funny. So there's oh my god, my phone. I forgot I put my phone on freaking vibrate and not mute. All right. So I mentioned baseball and I mentioned Colorado. I mentioned Denver, everything like that. Because there's a guy that used to play for, and you said distant cousin, Monty Ball, my fan. I've heard that name before. I feel like I've heard that name before, Monty Ball. I feel that name feels familiar for whatever reason. I'm not. I'm again also with um football super cat because my dad's a football guy, so I kind of get sucked in sometimes. Very casual football. Monty Ball. Okay, he's a running back. Played a couple games. Okay, I don't know why that name sounds familiar. He's a random running back, but for some reason that name may I think there's another guy named Ball maybe that I'm thinking about, but for some reason that name feels familiar. I don't know why, but that name feels familiar. Maybe I think there's probably another guy that probably had a similar name. I don't know, but okay. So why I'm talking about this? So you said Denver. You said distant cousin. It got me in my head. So there's a guy that used to play for the Colorado Rockies back in the 90s, named Ellis Burks. I'll show you his page right here. This guy, Ellis Burks, he played for the Rockies. He was good he made an all-star team in 96, finished top 3 at MVP. Like good player. Like played what, 7,000, 2,000 hits, like played 18 years professionally. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right? And he is actually my cousin. Well, not okay. No, wait, no. He's not my. Well, I don't know. He's married to my dad's cousin. He's married to my dad's cousin, and so like my dad and him, Ellis Burks, were close because when he played in the minor leagues, because my hometown used to have a minor league baseball team like a long time ago. They're not there anymore, but that was like a long time ago. And so he played for them, and I think that's how he met, the cousin, everything like that. And so like literally, my dad would go to his games. Like he would literally give my dad tickets to games, and they would go like, you know, watch games of his and everything like that. And it's funny enough because yeah, exactly, yeah, they're. So the thing is, they now live in Cleveland. Like the cousin and Albert, they live in Cleveland. I think Ellsberg works with like he does something with Cleveland sports radio. I think maybe for baseball and everything. And it's funny that they live in Cleveland and are like his cousin all are Cavs fans. You know, and it's funny because I think him and my dad talked not that long ago, and my dad was telling him like, yeah, my son, yeah, he's a Cavs fan. He does all the basketball stuff and whatever. And it's just funny how weird the world is. That they're Cavs fans and all that because they live in Cleveland, goes to the Cleveland, and he played for Denver and Colorado and the Rockies, all that stuff. And it's like, bro, just like really weird how small the world is. You know what I mean? There's another dude too, um, another guy too that he played. Is this him? What is his name? Is it with a P? No, it's with an S. This guy. This is like my how I don't know how he's related. He's he's related to me in some way. Davy Lopes. He's related to me, I think, in some way. I think he's like my grandma's cuz I don't know. But I remember my dad told me like, yeah, this guy, he's like a he's related to us in some sort of way, even though we don't share the same last name. This is not my last name, but it's like grandma maiden name, everything like that. This guy is somehow related to me. I don't know how, but he is. And he played with the in one. He was also with the Dodgers for a couple of years and won a World Series. So yeah, you know, weird how life is. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, it's funny. It's funny saying like, yeah, I'm related to that guy's athlete, even though I've never met these people. I don't freaking know, but I can say that. Like, I can say, hey, this guy is like, I know, I can get into contact with a guy that used to be an all star in the MLB. That's cool, right? To say doesn't do anything for you, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, it's still it's I've been looking. It's still loading. We're still here and with the black dot, trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, but no, baseball. I think baseball, playoff baseball isn't boring. Playoff baseball is fun. Regular season, 162 games is crazy. You know, like 162 games, you play basically 5, 6 days a week for months and months and months. It's hard to keep up with that. But I watch playoff baseball. It's cool. Hopefully it does. We're gonna wait here for another couple minutes until I get tired of it. I don't care anymore. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this works. If not, I'll probably just maybe tomorrow when we come back here live, I'll just do it on my phone tonight and see if it works, and then put the image on the computer, like do whatever. But we're gonna figure this. We'll see how it works. We're gonna stay here for a little bit longer and see if it works. Maybe I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not a tech guy. I don't know what it means. But yeah, I think playoff baseball is really really fun. You know, but I think playoff baseball is really really fun. I think and I watched the NFL very casually, like only when it's like nothing on Sunday, because again my dad's a football guy. Like football is his real first. Like he likes basketball, but football is really like his thing. Um, and so like I watch football, but I'm like so casual. It's crazy, and that's really it. Like I never got into soccer. Even though actually it's funny. One of my sisters is actually like a professional soccer player, and I don't know where she is now. I haven't seen her in a little bit. But yeah, my one of my older sisters, she's a professional soccer player. Um, she's like she's really good. I don't know where because I know because she played in Puerto Rico. Last time I seen her, which is I think maybe like a year or two ago, she was going to Turkey to play. I think it was Turkey. And now she could be anywhere at this point. I don't know. But yeah, I never got into soccer. I never got into hockey at all or anything like that. Really was just like the three, I guess, main US sports of like obviously I got into basketball first and then baseball, football. Football just kind of came along because my dad. And then the last few years I kind of actually started watching it. And then baseball, really I just kind of started watching the playoffs because also my grandfather was you know, like he rest in peace. He was a huge baseball fan. That kind of invested the family. But yeah, yeah. Okay, we'll do that real quick. Okay, let me do this. Okay, exit out of this. Okay, let's go. Where am I at? My phone. What the hell? I don't know what that was. It's like, yeah, I never got into wrestling either. Is the funny thing. Like everybody around me got into wrestling. I never got into it. I don't know why. There's no reason for it. I just never really went out of my way to watch it. But it's funny. Like people now to this day still try to talk to me about wrestling, and I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know. I never was a WWE guy or anything I never got into it. Not because I think it's like honestly, I think it's really fun, and I think if I did get into it, I would love it. But I just never had that urge to like get into it. Like I never really, I don't know, I just never get, you know. Like I think it's definitely fun. I mean, people love that. I think that's so cool. People love it so much. Like like what they do, that's really cool. I just never got into it personally, but it was really cool. One thing I've always wanted to get into though that I never actually did was boxing. Like, but not MMA or UFC or whatever. I think that I'm not, I don't like blood or anything. Like I don't know that never really. But like boxing. I feel like I've watched so many like boxing videos and everything like that, and I've always I think wanted to get into boxing, but I just never took that step to actually get into it. But boxing has always been something that I've really found amusing. Like if a boxing fight is on, I would watch the heck out of a boxing match. You know what I mean? Like if a boxing match is on, I would watch it, and I feel like that's one of those things that maybe eventually one day I'll get into it, but I've just never taken the jump of going into boxing. But boxing is one of those things I like. I feel like every time I see it, I'm really invested. It's like boxing has always been so cool to me. Not UFC or MMA or like just straight up boxing. Tell me, I can see that. No, God, I mean, literally, it's like you're in the ring trying to knock the other person out. It definitely. But I don't know. For me, like boxing to me is just so like I don't know. I just always really like found it. I found it amusing personally, but I just never really got fully into it yet. Wait, okay, I'm on my phone. All right, let me put this in. Make me an image. Um, one image of a full rebrand of the NBA. Oh, here we go. NBA team Washington Wizards. Make a logo that has a wizard that also relates to basketball. Make NBA jerseys with the same color palettes as the current Washington Wizards have. And then make an NBA like court that matches with the logo and jerseys. Right? I don't think I missed it. I'm trying to remember that. I don't think I missed anything. I think good. Right? Okay. All right. All right, we sent it. Let's see what this is gonna look like. Just creating the image now. So we'll put the phone down, sketching it out. Okay. Yeah, it probably doesn't work on computer as well because we're already like sketching it out. It's like giving you updates and stuff. Um, Making the first draft. All right. Let's see where will this take us? Setting the scene. Polishing. Damn, it's really giving letting you on edge, man. It's really letting you on edge. Finishing up. Okay. Adding final touches. All right. Now you're playing with me. Okay, we just say like 80%, 90%. Done. All right. One last tweak. Okay, now you're okay. One last tweak. I don't like this now. I don't like these prompts. Okay. Hey. Hey, you know what? Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey. Hey. This is actually. Oh, shoot. Hold on, wait a minute. We gotta get this. Whoa. Yeah, okay, and it's on. Hey, bro. Hold on. Let me get this up real quick. What the hell? Uh, hold on. You got y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hey, hey. This ain't this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, bro. This might be. Oh shoot. I like how it gave us everything. I like how they did it too. This is like in 2K when you're freaking, you're trying to add in stuff for your expansion team. Like it's giving you all the layout. Bro, hey, this is first okay, the logo, a wizard holding the ball. That's pretty unique and cool. I like that they have these all these stars, everything. The primary logo, the wizard staff. Yeah, the wizard staff. Being that is and then the second the W with the star. They even got the alternate, the capital. All right, the court with the wizard is because the stars are pretty cool. The jerseys the jerseys are nice though. You got the white wizards with the stars on the side, the star above the A. All right, and then the District of Columbia blue ones. Then the red, but and then the city jersey. The city jersey is all right. Hey, bro, for the district by Magic. For the district by Magic. Hey, bro, this is dope. What? I didn't expect it to get this detailed. I didn't expect it to be. I thought it was just gonna show like whatever. Like I didn't expect this much detail, bro. Hey, man. I don't know. I'm definitely about supporting real art and everything, but for fun, that's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool. Okay, now I gotta do the nets. Now I gotta do the nets. Now, see, now you messed up giving me this. Yeah, hold on. Let me save this first. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me save this first. How do I? Okay, copy to clipboard. Hold on. I gotta save this now. Um, can I just put it in like? I mean, can I just take a screen? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We might. Yeah. We might gotta. Download image. Here we go. Okay, I got it in my phone now. Okay, I gotta keep this. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing with the Brooklyn Nets. Make me an image of a full rebrand of the NBA team Brooklyn Nets. Make a logo that relates. Do we want them to be the Brooklyn Nets? Oh. You know what? Oh god, hold on. Mm, hold on. I'm almost done. Do we want to keep them? Yeah. Well, the thing is, I changed up. So yeah, I'll probably do that for the next one. I'm trying to think. Do I want anything else? I want to get a little bit more. Um, Come on. Okay, we're really okay. All right, we're gonna wait. Okay, I did it. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise though. I told it to do a little bit more than just give it a new jersey and or everything. And I want to see how it's gonna look, bro. That I can't believe like this looks really good. Like the jerseys are really good. Like the white jersey and the blue jersey is the best. The regular blue jersey of like District of Columbia, that's the best one. You know, the statement one is cool. Those are good. The city edition, I'm not crazy about with all the stuff below it, but I understand it. But the blue jersey, the district like this, the District of Columbia, this blue jersey, bro, so good, so freaking good. No, yeah, oh yeah, jerseys are gonna be so. Oh yeah, you just Dev, you don't know what you just did. You just gave me my pastime for the next however long until I get bored of this. I'm making everything. I'm making jerseys. I'm making logo. Man, you don't know what you just for fun, obviously, all for fun. You know, AI for fun is is okay. You know, like just for like fun concepts and all that stuff. Yeah, you don't know what you just did. You don't know what you just did. You created a monster. One last tweak. Let's see. Come on. Well, I gave it a little bit more stuff, so it's probably taken a little bit, especially because I put it at the end too. So they probably saw that at the end. They're like, "Oh shoot, dang it, we got to change everything up again." I want to see if it actually. Hold on. Hold on. Go back. Sure, no, maybe you did. Maybe you did. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Let me look at it. Whoa. Okay. This is kind of okay. This is kind of different. All right. So okay, hold on. Let me see. Here it is. All right. So what I did for this one, I'll give you the prompt first. Um, Here, let me give you the prompt. Let me show you the prompt first, so it makes sense. So the prompt. So make me a full image of a full rebrand of the NBA team Brooklyn Nets. Change the team name to something more fun. Make a logo for this new team that also relates to basketball. Give the team a new color palette. Make NBA jerseys for them. Make an NBA corporate logo jersey, a new team as well. Move the team to a new city as well. So I did a full rebrand. Change the colors. put it to give them a new city, do everything else for them. I basically said make a new team. I basically should have just said make a new NBA team. I don't know why I basically should have just said that. That's basically what I said for the Brooklyn Nets. And we got the River City Bandits. The River City Bandits in Savannah, Georgia. So I wanted them to do. I should have put new state. I should have put new state that doesn't have an NBA team. I put new city. I should have put new state because I wanted to see like a. What if they put it in like Delaware, or like freaking North Dakota or something. I wanted that. I should have put new state. That's my fault. Still, new home, same game. River City Bandits basketball. We got the teal, purple, and whatever yellow that is. Yeah, no, the colors are really cool. Purple, blue, and I don't know what color that yellow is, but it's a good color. It matches. You got the raccoon with the hat and the scarf holding the basketball. 315 logo goes kind of hard. The alternate, that's pretty cool. The jerseys are not bad. Yeah, the purple jersey, the earned, this jersey goes hard. This jersey goes the black jersey with the gold, but some sort of gold, whatever color is. Steal the show, and then the court in Market Arena in Savannah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's like a dark. It's almost like a beige gold mix in between. But yeah, this is pretty. River City Bandits. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, bro. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this be on. Actually, hold on. Wait, I'm blocking the jerseys real quick. I didn't see that here. Yeah, man. The jersey, I like the black home jersey, the white or that. The purple jersey is pretty. I like the purple looks good. This looks like a '90s. Like the blue, the gold looks like those All Star game, those purple All Star game jerseys from like whatever '90 whatever. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the City Edition. It's just kind of regular, but it makes up with the earn. They don't even do earn jerseys anymore. But I get this could be like this would probably be the City Edition. I feel like. Bandits, the 25. This looks like a hype. Like you go to like a random store and they just have this, you know? This looks like a hype jersey. No, yeah, no, the jerseys are really good. Jerseys are good. And then, yeah, the logo, you got like, what bridge is that? Does Savannah, Georgia have a bridge to it? Oh, you know what? I put Brooklyn before, so I guess they said Brooklyn Bridge. They kept it. I don't know. I don't know anything about Savannah, Georgia. Maybe it does have a bridge. I don't know. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Yeah, oh, I gotta save this to save it to the phone. Download. All right. All right, we're gonna do one more. Well, maybe at least one more. I don't know. Okay. Well, you said about. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. This might be a little bit of a long prompt, so let me talk in between. Mm, yeah, yeah, because I probably put Brooklyn, and then I should have just put make a new NBA team because I started with Brooklyn, and then the end at the last second I was like, you know what, send them to a new city too. So I should have just put, yeah, it probably because I put Brooklyn Nets, so I'm related to Brooklyn. That's why it's the new home. So like it made it like a. I should have just made it make a new NBA team. Um, Uh, wait, yep. Spelled the word wrong almost. Um, um, here, yeah. Let me see. Mm, let me change how that was worded because that could go differently. Uh, there we go. Okay. I think yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Last one. Last one we're gonna do for the night, and then we'll go because yeah, we've been here for 2 hours. Well, I did not expect it to be this good and this fun. You know. Let me see how this go up. I hope this is good. I hope they do. I think they're gonna. I hope they do a good job on this one because it'll be really fun. I hope they do a good job on this. But Dev, I took an idea that you put, you know, in there, for my team, just to see how it would look. You know. All right, adding final touches. All right. Oh man, yeah. This is a new pastime I got now. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. 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 Hold on. Wait a minute. Uh, is it on here yet? Hold on. Refresh. Here we go. All right. So let me see. Let me show you what the prompt was. So the prompt that I put in was make an image of a new jersey set for the Cleveland Cavaliers. So new Cavs jerseys. Make 5 jerseys. Same color palette as they currently have. First, a white home jersey. Second, a wine color, the wine and gold away jersey. Third, alternate black jersey. 4, city edition that represents Cleveland. And fifth, a throwback jersey that mixes the era of the Cavaliers together. So home, away, alternate, city, throwback. Five separate jersey sets. And here was the result. So you got the white, which is that you have the same, you know, nameplate as the Cavs, but a little bit more to it. You have actually wine and gold outlines. You got the things, the sides. Just gives it's basically the white jersey, but just give it a little bit more flavor, a little bit more pop. You know what I mean? Same with the away jersey. Same jersey, but you give it a little bit more of a pop to it. You know, you got the gold outline, the gold in the sides, just give it a little bit more, tradition. Then you got the black jersey, basically the same way, except you got the, sleeves to it. You got the gold on the side. Just give it a little bit more life. These are basically our three jerseys. Just you give a little bit more life to it and a little bit more of something to it instead of just a plain white jersey that just says Cavs or a plain gold white jersey that just says Cleveland on it. Give it a little bit more of something. And then the city edition is pretty cool. You got the land, you got it in wine and gold, and you got the Cleveland, the bridge and the city on it. Like that's pretty crazy looking. Especially, it's not even a white. It's like a what? It's like an off white color, like sort of almost cream but not cream. Like the sort of off white color is pretty nice. And then the throwback, you got the regular Cavalier throwback, the blue Cleveland Lamb throwback. You know, you got 1970, 2016, 2024. I don't know why 2024 is on there. Probably supposed to be like this year. And then 2016, the championship year. You got the wine and gold size to it. Yeah. These are our jerseys. Yeah, vanilla is a good flavor. Like vanilla. It's like not white, but it's like, vanilla. It's like it got a little bit of something to it, to the white, you know? Okay, 2024, okay. If these were our jerseys, I would not be mad at all. I would be like, cool. I'll take it. You know, I'd take it for sure. If these are jerseys, you know, I'd be happy. Especially, yeah, the throwback, yeah, the last two, yeah, they definitely go. Yeah, I like the white one a lot though. Like something about the white one I like a lot because it just, I don't know, it gives it like a regular white jersey are just like cool. But this actually gives it something. Just give it something else. I feel like the minimalistic and simplistic, it's just kind of like it gives you nothing. At least these give you something else. It's not just a plain white jersey with just calves on it that you can make probably at your house. Give you a little bit of flavor. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this one is crazy. The land with the city skyline on it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is fun. This might have to be a regular thing. We might have to make this. We might got to make this a thing now. Once a week, we just go ChatGPT and just make up random NBA teams and logos and everything. That would be that'd be fun. I think that's where we're gonna end. We're gonna end there. We were here for 2 hours. That's a lot more than I thought, but it's cool. Yeah, appreciate everybody for coming in. Obviously, Dev, appreciate it for giving us new ideas and everything, making it fun. Really appreciate it. If you were here earlier, you're here right now. Obviously, I appreciate a lot you being here. We'll be back tomorrow for Thunder Spurs Game 4. Huge game. Very excited. And obviously, we're gonna be here and recap that game. You know, um, yeah. So rest of y'all, take care. Have a good chill Sunday. Memorial Day tomorrow. Celebrate that. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. Peace and love as always. Get some good sleep. Chill out. Do what you gotta do. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace out. I didn't hold on. I didn't put the scene up because I was so busy in AI. See.